Good morning. I'm Lauren, and this is Michael, our Deli Supervisor, and he's our cheese expert for today, here to tell us about all different cheeses. And Michael, I recently stopped at the Cheese Island at Festival with my boyfriend, and we wanted to do something special on a Saturday evening, and we kind of went through all the different cheeses, picked out a couple to try. We got some of the specialty meats as well, and some nuts, some fruit spreads, and we tried to make our own kind of entertaining platter just for ourselves for a special Saturday night in, and we just had a blast with it. So I thought it'd be really great if you could kind of tell us about some of the different cheeses that we offer at Festival and kind of how to recreate a special night at home with cheese.
Absolutely. Well, let's start with Sartori. So today we have the rosemary Asiago rubbed in olive oil. We have a nice Merlot and our Sarvecchio Parmesan. So these are just three highly decorated cheeses that are produced right here in Antigo or very close to where we're at. Yeah. And that's going to be sort of the theme today, is all local cheeses that are close to where we are. So from there we have the LeClaire Farms goat cheeses. And I have a nice raw goat and an Avalon and then a goat cheddar.
I'm going to get in here and try a little piece of this. I have tried the Sartori before. We did grab that one and it was excellent. So this is a new one.
Great.
And I do love goat cheese. This is good.
Yeah, that's a great one. And that's just a fun place to go and visit. They're located in Malone, not a far drive from here. And you can go there. They have a little restaurant, a gift shop, and the goats are on premise. So it's kind of a fun and interesting place to see the cheese being aged, and I really enjoy going there.
It's a lot different than I'm used to the goat cheese crumbles, where they're very creamy and very soft, but this is a little bit harder because it's aged, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's an interesting goat cheese. I like that.
Yeah, this one in particular, the Avalon, has won in Best in Show, and it's one of my favorites. It just has a nice richness with a little bit of soft, subtle notes at the end.
Excellent. Great. Well, what do you have next for us here in the
All right, so this one here is Saxon Creamery, and that's located in Cleveland, Wisconsin. And again, what's interesting about this cheese is that it's a homestead cheese. So they're producing the milk and using just their milk to produce the cheese. So they know exactly where it comes from. Their particular farm, they've been, since 1850, I believe, they've actually been feeding off the same grasses, producing the same milks, and producing cheese. So it's a very interesting story. And they do everything from a Gouda style to a washed rind. They have one here called the Greenfields. And then this is an Alpine style, which is just excellent.
I love that these are all, like you said, very local. I mean, they're coming from family farms all over the state, which is a really great story.
Absolutely. It's fun, too. This cheese, it's actually Holland Farms Gouda, but Marieke Penterman is the cheesemaker. And it's such an interesting story about this one. So this family, the husband and wife, Marieke and Rolf, moved over here from Holland to start a dairy farm. Well, after they were here for a couple of years, they realized they were really missing the cheese back home. So Marieke studied to be a Wisconsin cheesemaker, then went back home to Holland to learn how to make Goudas. When she returned to the United States, 4 months after she produced her first wheel, she took the gold in the United States.
Oh, my goodness.
And has actually won championships all over the world as best Gouda in class. So,
that's incredible.
And there's tons of different flavors. There's smoked, there's aged, aged over 9 months. This is a great one here, fenugreek. So if you want to try that one.
Yeah. A bit softer.
A little bit softer. It's not a hard style Gouda. Just again goes with the aging process. So
it's sweet. There's some maple in there.
That's the fenugreek. It's actually a spice that's used a lot in Indian cooking and curries, but when you add it to cheese, it almost has a maple style flavor.
Wow, I've never tasted any cheese like that. That's
it's
awesome.
Great. So, and then we have here, this is our SKS Estates Abigail, which is a portobello and chive style cheese, and that one is a private label for Festival.
Portobello.
Yeah.
You can kind of
nice
taste it
hint of mushroom, again, very subtle. But these, this is a great place to start when you're looking at cheeses to entertain, and you have a different variety of each. So these are just some great ideas to use.
They're not super out of the ordinary, but
Right.
I like that you did bring some of the other ones too that are a little bit harder and a little bit different.
Absolutely. And again, these are great with, we've got some fruits here, dried fruits and berries, and those really help complement those softer cheeses.
Great. And what
So then
about up
here we have aged cheddars, and these are 5, 7, and 10-year aged cheddars. Wisconsin Graders Reserve. Another fun story about these. So there's a master cheese grater that actually hand picks. He goes in with a little plug, pulls out the cheese, and hand picks these. And then based on their year of age, this is the best of aged cheddar you will get in Wisconsin. The milk is produced in Kiel, and it's just a sharpness, richness. You sort of get that granular texture.
I've never tasted anything like
It's
that.
amazing.
I'm thinking cheddar, okay, this is, one of the typical cheeses, but that is very robust. It's got a great flavor, great texture.
Yeah, that is definitely one of my favorites.
Excellent.
And then we'll move on to the last couple that I have here.
Yeah.
But you had mentioned, we'll kind of skip over here. You had mentioned soft goat cheese. So this is actually Chevre. This particular company is called Chevre, again, out of Wisconsin. And what they do that's kind of fun is they have your regular soft goat cheeses or fresh goat, but then they also infuse them. So there's a sun-dried tomato basil, a honey, and a fig. So then those are nice. They can be rolled in black pepper or just spread on crackers, and it's just a nice complement. It's a soft, spreadable cheese that kind of balances everything out.
And I can attest to the honey one. We did pick that one up the evening that we created something like this, and it was awesome. It was almost like a cream cheese texture, but really sweet, but that great goat cheese flavor was great.
Perfect. And then lastly, we just got to add a blue cheese to the mix. So we have a creamy gorgonzola from Belgioioso right here in Green Bay. And that's just that nice salty balance. If you love blue cheese like I do, that's a good one that kind of rounds out all your cheese flavor profiles. And that's, obviously great for cooking with. You can sprinkle it over grilled asparagus, but it also lends itself to a nice cheese plate like this.
I love it. And what about everything else here that you have to kind of make it a full, entertaining spread?
Yeah, just some accompaniments that help accentuate the flavors. You never want to outshadow the cheese. So you have the Old Faithful companion, crusty bread, some nice olives from our deli in the specialty cheese area. You've got some herbes de Provence crusted sausages. There's a pheasant pate, some nice fig jam, olive oil and balsamic for dipping, and of course just a variety of crackers that we have available.
And these are all found right in the deli department,
right in the deli,
specialty cheese area.
Absolutely.
At Festival. Well, if you'd like more information on all this cheese that we have here today, you can visit a great website that is, what is it again, Michael?
It is eatwisconsincheese.com.
Yes, eatwisconsincheese.com. Thank you so much for being here today. This was awesome.
Enjoy.
Back to you guys. Awesome.